say they annihilate the greats. Just a little envision is what it takes. I've been ducking fakes. Prices climbing, they know I'm worth the rate. I'm pushing plates. No wonder my league is heavyweights. We gon' be on. Word is bond. This ain't no sing-along. I'm coming strong. 97 is what I'm rolling on. I set the tone. If you tripping to get you drag along, I said it calm. So you niggas ain't gotta be alone. Permission gotta be granted. Oh, when this shit is given to each his own. But I ain't working for 'em for commission. See, you gon' always feel a difference when you stay persistent. Only a couple niggas in this really be consistent. I've been told I'm the one that could get it. They set the crown on my head and I think that it's fitting. She said the sound of my voice give us spiritual healing. I'm elevating every time I might jump through the ceiling. I've been healing. I'm losing my balance so I could get the leverage. It's been a minute since I had an alcoholic beverage. I figured out I'd be okay if they just get the message. Hoping that y'all get my vision, got me really stressing. Yeah, I'ma ride on the left and tell them niggas that deny you the moment is near. I see exactly through you niggas, I'm looking at shit. But all I shoulda, coulda, woulda, it sounded like fear, I'm out of ear. Yeah, see they drowning in pity. When I recognize my gift, I move city to city. They ask me how many I got and I say it's like 50. See, I've been working like a slave so these niggas can feel me, y'all don't hear me. Yeah, till the day that I'm gone. Till the day that I'm gone, I'ma be working like a slave till the day that I'm gone. You gotta cut them niggas off that be leading you wrong. Yeah, till the day that I'm gone. Till the day that I'm gone, I'ma be working like a slave till the day that I'm gone. You gotta cut them niggas off that be leading you wrong. Yeah, I promise my people are cool. The infrastructure that I'm building gon' cut off the roof. I'm peeping that these other niggas ain't living they truth. It ain't no secret what I do when I'm off in the booth. You see the proof. Yeah, I'ma say what I mean. They say the money and the fame always come in between. See, it's gon' be a special moment with God intervene. It's like the lows come along with chasing the dream. You know the scheme. Yeah, got the soul of a titan. I'm the newest superstar, perform like I'm Zion. Yeah, we gon' really see the flaws when pressure applying. They would've thought we had a ladder, how niggas is climbing, so we shining. Yeah, till the day that I'm gone. Till the day that I'm gone, I'ma be working like a slave till the day that I'm gone. You gotta cut them niggas off that be leading you wrong. Yeah, till the day that I'm gone. Till the day that I'm gone, I'ma be working like a slave till the day that I'm gone. You got to cut them niggas off that be leading you wrong. Yeah. Yeah. For real. They better know we coming. They better know it. Yeah.
The combo you have with yourself when you outside of the opportunities, but you know your actions and your mentality are success. But the reality of your situation isn't.
Yo, what up with it, man? It's Logo Talk. Y'all bear with me or just a moment. Let me hit the music and pause it. I'm having all type of technical difficulties, man. Y'all bear with me, man. This is Logo Talk brought to you by the great folks at Alma Mater. I got my man Neil Blackman in the chamber. We're going to get this thing rolling. Do y'all hear me? Does everybody hear me? Give me a thumbs up, something in the comments. I want to make sure everybody hear me. I'm having some technical difficulties on the backside of the app. Welcome to Logo Talk. We got a big commitment today in basketball world. Me and my guy Neil Blackman from Saturday Down South. Gonna break it down, talk about it. Ty Golden is hot. I'm play a little bit more music and try to figure out some technical things. Do y'all hear the music as well? Because I can't hear anything on my end outside of Neil. Y'all hear the music? Corey, what's up with it, man? Below Average Lee, we hanging out in the comments. D. Howard, what's up, man? All the way from ATL. What's up with it? Marietta in the building. Okay, everything's good, man. I'm gonna play a little bit more music, get settled in with my man Neil on the back end here, and we finna hang out. Pause. Woo, that sounds crazy. Let's hang out, man. Let's try to get it. Y'all retweet. It costs nothing to show love. We actually going live on YouTube. We haven't been active on YouTube with the Flow Factory platform in a little minute. I got a big show tomorrow with Josh Pate dropping, so I want to get back in those YouTube algorithms, get some motion going on that end of the world. But Logo Talk definitely goes down on X. I've been out a little minute handling business. Life has been busy. I think it's been about a month since I did my last Logo Talk. Life's been busy. Got, kids, graduation, proms, all of that stuff, all that senior stuff with my daughters going on. Business is booming. A lot of travel to the Atlanta, Dallas, Athens, Atlanta, just moving around a little bit, handling some business, expanding. Kenneth, what's up with it, man? We hanging out. But we back at it. Logo Talk. Give me just a minute. I'm gonna play some music. It don't cost nothing to show love. So y'all smash that retweet button. If you're on YouTube, smash the like button. If you're on Twitter, hit retweet, share, comment, engage. Let's hang out, man. Gator Boys stay hot, man. Check out the vibes. This is my homie T-Ro on the music. And this is a pipe down freestyle. I'll be right back after these messages.
I'm working on dying.
Yeah. Feel me? They say I'm bringing the real back, and it feel like it. Since I came in the game, yeah, it's been nothing like it. I swear to tell the truth and never speak a lie, cause in my hood, them niggas never make it out alive. I run with niggas, society label minutes, but the loyalty they show me is something I call authentic. They told me expose the opposition, get them. They speak behind your back, so I don't even really hear them. Got the doubters considering I'm the one for it all. Knew I was fit for the struggle, well, since the moment it called. I keep it true with the people and hold it down for the cause, but I've been waiting for praise, but never got that applause. So I'ma make them pay attention for the sake of peace. And to all the weak rappers, may you rest in peace. They label me as an alien in my city streets, cause I don't follow the crowd, I'm what my city needs. They wasn't seeing the logic on how the people could profit. Dropped another tape on them and now they saying I got it. I put my hand on the Bible and told the Lord I'ma trust him. Keep me away from that hating, cause we ain't running from nothing. I'm on a mission so the family live a better life. I say a prayer for my nigga doing triple life. Them tribulations I battle might keep me up tonight, but mama praying for a baby.
What's up with it? This is Logo Talk Live. We hanging out. Got a special episode on the way with my man Neil. We're gonna talk some Gator basketball and a few other things, man. Whatever's going on the timeline, I'm down to hang out a little bit. I got a good hour for the people. I've been absent for a little bit with the Logo Talk. Had a fire episode with Stadium Miguel yesterday. We had Jacoby Jackson on. If you missed that episode, great conversation with the running back. Love that kid's mindset. So go to Stadium Miguel's YouTube, hit the subscribe. Check out the Jacoby Jackson interview that we did yesterday. I thought it was a great conversation between two running backs with him and Jordan Scarlett kicking it on the show. So tap in, man. But this is Logo Talk Live, brought to you by Alma Mater Design. Locally owned by Gators. Make sure y'all support Gator businesses, man. But anything you need merch-wise, almamaterdesign.com or their brick and mortar right there in Gainesville at 3427 West University Ave, right across the street from that Publix Plaza. Can't miss it. Shout out to my guy Brian. They do custom Gator stuff and apparel that you just won't find at any other, Gator website or Sports Authority. If y'all still have those, Dick's Sporting Goods, Fanatics, they got the generic stuff, the casual Gator gear. But if you want that custom stuff, Alma Mater Design, man. Shout out to my guy Brian. Now we're gonna get this thing rolling. I don't want to waste no time. Like, why not? Why not? Neil, what's up with it, my guy?
What's up, man? How are you?
Man, blessed up. I have no complaints, man. We got a big commit today. Football, all the hype is hyping. We got to keep these players, ahead from getting too big from the offseason hype. But buzz is good in Gainesville right now, bro. I have no complaints.
Yeah, man, you got it. Like get pretty fired up listening to the Pate interview with Billy, and
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
guys had Jacoby on the show last night, and I mean, it's hard not to be enthusiastic about what's coming in the fall, as long as you stay
yeah.
off Kane's Twitter.
Oh yeah, no, I gotta harass them. Like what? If I'm not harassing them, what am I doing, bro? Like that's how I built the platform, man. That's how like that's how you know you're really
That's right.
good. If the aim is to have nemesis hate you, like I think I've succeeded in that aim. Like, I think I hit it bullseye. You feel me? Florida
That's right.
State and Miami definitely hate me. I just got to start beating Georgia so I can make them mad. I don't got enough mad Georgia fans, so we got to figure that
That's
out.
right. That's right.
I need new ops,
That's right.
on these Twitter
Yeah.
streets.
No, if they like you too much, it's probably because they're beating you.
Yeah, yeah. Now they like me if they beat me or not beat me, man. I got a special skill of getting under their
That's right.
skin.
That's right.
Even when we lose, I
Yeah, no
win.
doubt. That's right.
That's how
That's
good
right.
I troll. Even when we lose, I win, man. So what's
That's
up with it,
it.
man? We haven't talked since the transfer portal got cracking here a little bit. We made some
Yeah.
additions, man. The backcourt is getting a little funky, and did we upgrade from Aberdeen today?
Yeah. I mean, they did. And I mean, good for Zell getting paid. First and foremost, taking care of himself, taking care of his family. But Florida got better. And I don't think that the ceiling for Zell was all SEC, or certainly was not first team all SEC. Or um, Boogie Flan was the best player not named Cooper Flag on the floor at the McDonald's All American game a year ago.
Right.
He was um, he's one of the only player in the last 40 years to be back-to-back MVP of the New York City high school championship final. The other one
Mhm.
was Kenny Anderson. His career turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, and then the thing about Boogie is I think I think because Arkansas started 0-5, and those were like the 5 games that Flan played in SEC play, and then he came back in the NCAA tournament. But I think people were like, oh, they were better without Boogie Flan, and that wasn't it at all. Like the reality is that Flan was in double digits in all those games. His assist to turnover ratio was 6-1. He was creating for his teammates. He was scoring, and they just didn't figure out what their front court was supposed to look like until March, which is why by the time March came around, they were good. And then Flan came back and they made the Sweet 16. But that guy carried them to an NCAA tournament berth in the non-conference schedule as a freshman. And what's crazy to me is he'll be the second youngest player on Florida's team, man. Like
Mm.
Alex Lloyd, the kid from Fort Lauderdale, he's 19. He took an extra year, like PK or whatever kids do now. Um, so only CJ Ingram is younger than Boogie, and Florida sold Boogie Flan on process. I got a lot of insight into how that recruitment went down. Shout out Torian Green as his biggest win as a recruiter.
Well, how did it
And
go
he's
down, man?
proven.
Give me the story, man. How did it go down?
Yeah, I mean, it's Torian's biggest moment as a recruiter, and he was central to Alex Lloyd committing too. But with Flan, Torian just kind of preached development and getting him ready for the NBA. And what he pointed out was he said every NBA prospect that's come into this program since Todd arrived has at least gotten a two-way deal, whether
Mm.
it's Colin Castleton, you know, and so on. Walter Clayton now going to play going to get drafted in the first round. Alex
Mhm.
Fudge, two-way player. So whoever they've gotten their hands on that's had that kind of talent, they've helped. They also put guys, Zion pulling the other one. They've put guys in positions to succeed. There was a lot of talk from Flan's camp about just not really liking the structure of John Calipari's offense and wanting to be somewhere where he didn't have to be on the ball all the time.
Mm.
Because in the NBA at 6'2", his ability to play either guard spot was going to be useful, to his draft stock, and they thought they could improve him in that regard. And so, like those two things, but Torian led the charge, and then the other thing that Torian told him was, look, if you come here, this program emphasizes development and they emphasize strength. And Torian said, what's the one thing that NBA teams told you? And Boogie said, I got to get stronger. I got to get more physical. And he said, well, a lot of teams have great strength coaches, but Florida is on the cutting edge of it because Victor Lopez, he focuses on basketball strength. What's it mean to be basketball fit, right? You can get guys that are big, that can play linebacker or whatever. That's great. But football strength is different than basketball strength. It's a different type of fit. And, Torian said, look, in the last 5 minutes of games in the NCAA tournament, yeah, we had Walter Clayton. We also weren't tired,
Right,
and
right.
we had guys that were in shape, that were ready. So Florida sold him on all this. And yet again, Florida wins a competition where they weren't the best NIL offer. That was North Carolina. Also sourced on that. I know North Carolina's number was 3. Florida's was just north of 2 million. So Boogie Flan picks Florida because he believes in Todd Golden. He believes Todd Golden's offense is a better fit for him. He believes Florida's strength program is a better fit for him. And quote unquote, I like palm trees.
Yeah, we get that winning tax too. Like it's like when Bama didn't have to drop as big as bags as allegedly in the past as other
That's
programs
it.
because they were
That's
winning.
right.
You can sell
Yeah. The
championships
winning tax.
in the draft, and it hits a little bit different, man. Let me ask you this: Do we now have a point guard between Lee and Flan? Do we have a point guard that could dribble us out of a press?
Yeah, that's going to be Fland. And the way I think it'll work is both will play on the ball about 40% of the time, 50% of the time. When Florida is pick and roll, it'll be more Xavion Lee. When Florida is operate offense through the bigs, get the ball back to the playmaking guard, it'll be Boogie Flan. That they think that complement is nice for one another. Xavion is a guy who likes to create and shoot off the bounce. Boogie's a guy who, as a true freshman, was top 5% in the country as a spot-up shooter off screens. So they feel like that compliment, that's very complimentary. And then they had Alex.
So you're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if it's mine. I think it's good content, so I don't want to.
So
Your mic check. Yo.
I don't know if anybody can hear me.
Chat, is it just me?
Oh, you got me.
It's doing something weird. Refresh it, man. Try to come. I don't know what it is. You gotta update the potato, Neil. Hey, I got my man. That's a good question. I'm gonna get right back to that gnarly pirate 850. My dude. I don't know y'all real name. I just be knowing y'all by y'all profile picture on X. But my man Velo is in the building. Oh, here go Neil. Neil's back. Velo's in the building. I'm gonna bring Velo on the show to kick it with us in just a moment. Velo, just hang tight, my dude. Neil.
Am I still lagging?
Yeah, it's doing something funky, man. You got the T-Pain voice on. Yeah, it might be your mic, Neil. I'll tell him when he get back. Velo, pull up, man. Let me see. Let me chat with Velo a little bit.
Yeah.
Friends of the show. Logo Talks, official basketball voice. What's up with it? How you feeling?
And I wore the New York fitted. You know what I'm saying? We got Boogie Flan locked in today. Big get, man. Big get for the next level of the program. You know what I'm saying? I think that bringing in Boogie is bringing in a different type of guard that we had with Walter Clayton.
Right.
And I think that you're gonna, with these two guards that we have now, you're gonna see the opportunity for bigs, the chin you lose, I can hand lock to get a lot of buckets, a lot of easy buckets, off of pick and roll. Yeah, so I'm excited.
The chat was saying it was your mic, man. We got technical support in the comment section. They said it was your mic. It wasn't the lag.
All right. Hold on.
Yeah, so
Can't hear nothing right now.
and then black.
Yeah, you when you this age, bro, when you start getting great, you got to get kids nearby, man. You got to have like technically sound kids that know technology. Like if something go wrong right now, I'm just gonna yell, "Yo, hey,
All right.
what's going on here? Get me right, man." What's
yeah,
up with it? Well, my man was asking is do we think Flan's a one and done?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I said, he would have if he didn't get injured this year, throughout the year and have that spunk, and then his shooting could improve. But I think that the way that we play, he's going to be showcased. Him and Xavier Lee are going to be showcased. I don't foresee there being any reason why he would come back. He's too talented, and this offense is going to give him a chance to really, excuse me, really be able to show off those skills, really be able to get up and down the floor. He's nasty with the ball in his hands in open court. You know what I mean? So to be able to show that consistently, and then you got the bigs to be able to scoop up everything off the rim.
Yeah.
I just, it would have to be injury. I don't even know what to get him here for another year.
Man, we better be good in football this fall because we like Todd really turned us into a basketball school like real quick here. If everybody else ain't keeping up, bro, like at the rate he's recruiting, he's getting at the high school level in the portal, like he's plugging in. Like this is plug and play, like top tier guys. The bags is out. They're investing in getting the talent in the building. And you already know what time it is when he get them on the court, bro. It's just from there, I think like just from these guys fit our program.
Mm-hmm.
Like you lose Aberdeen and everybody kind of lose their mind. Like, oh man, how we let a kid like that go and he's going to Kentucky. And you look what we doubled the block, spin the block on. It's like, all right, bro, you got to sit back and let that man just do what he do because he got something figured out. He knows something we don't know.
Well, also too, I think that the not the outrage, but the concern with Aberdeen leaving, I think it was warranted. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't expect
Yeah.
that was coming in to be, starting guard that's been here for 3 years. Like even Neil said, people are going to be crying at his senior day. Like you
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
expect that. That was a out of nowhere. So the reaction, people are always going to give their reactions to things, but I think once you settle down and you look at the whole scope of everything, and you see what Todd's done in the portal, and it's not like he's going out, and we're not, like he said just now, we're not going out and just dropping as much money as we possibly can and forcing people to come here on a money thing. It's the system. It's being here. We've done it. We won the championship. It's proven product. So I think that's what got me excited, is that you're bringing in players that are fitting. They're going to come and fit into the mold of what Todd Golden has already created, and then help change it too, because we're going to look different. It won't be the same team, right? But I think it's gonna be fun to watch for sure.
Neil, let's give it a try, man.
Yeah, we're better now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was so weird mic moment.
It's all good.
Those are some great points though, and like I felt like the biggest part of this win isn't just that Boogie's a great player, and that like he went to Archbishop Stepinac in Harlem, where RJ Davis went, and RJ Davis, ACC Player of the Year, All-American, pitches him North Carolina, and they got $3 million, and he picks Florida. That's a great story, but to me, it's the process. It's that staff, particularly Golden and Jonathan Sapphire, who's functionally the GM. Like, they didn't panic. Aberdeen came in and demanded $2 million. And like, yeah, is there a scenario where paying Denzel Aberdeen that kind of money based on his loyalty, based on his ability, makes some sense? And many staffs might have done that. Yeah, but Florida looked at production. They projected it out to starter production, and they made him an offer they felt was commensurate with that. And Kentucky, we're not Denzel for that, but they were comfortable being uncomfortable, right? They were, and then Desmond Claude is the other piece. Like an all Big Ten guard visited Florida 2 weeks before Boogie Flan, and Florida passed. And there was all kinds of spin about that. But the reality is, I mean, I had text on Friday, all Desmond's commit and he's good. He wants to be here. And Florida got weird vibes about the culture and about the fact that the best team Desmond Claude ever played on,
turning down like work like that is crazy.
the best team he played on, this is what somebody on staff told me. The best team Desmond Claude played on was the team he played the least for. And that was his first Xavier team that went to the Sweet 16. He played like 10 minutes a game. The two teams where he was primary ball handler, scorer, and starter, they had a losing record. And they just said, that's just weird. And they said, we cannot disrupt this culture. Like, we got Tommy Howe coming back. We feel like we got Alex Conley coming back. We don't know, but we hope. We know Chenyolu will be back. You know, they knew he was going to get feedback. They felt like Alex Lloyd and CJ.
I've seen that boy combine workout. Yeah, he need to come on back.
Yeah, CJ and Alex are workers that come from elite either families or programs where work is non-negotiable. And they just said, we don't do projects, man. We don't do projects, and we don't do head cases. You know, look how fast they ran that kid from Orlando out of the program, despite all his ability a couple years ago. So Desmond Claude, it wasn't it. And they've been vindicated on that, man, because, like, look at his next two visits. Like, Alabama canceled his visit this week before the dead period came because they started talking NIL with his family and got the same vibes. And Nate Oates hadn't won a natty, but he's a good coach, right? And then Virginia, what's non-negotiable at Virginia? You better guard and you better practice hard. And he was there, and they had a nice NIL package for him. They talked to his reps, and all of a sudden Virginia was signing some other kid. So, you know, that's it, man. It's a process. It's a process when it led them to the best guard left in the portal.
Hey, can I ask a question, Neil? What's your thoughts on because we know the top end of the roster, right? We know the starters and stuff like that. But when you look at the middle of the roster, the meat of it, and I'm looking at like the A.J. Brown, Isaiah Brown, and then the two freshmen coming in. How do you foresee that working out? Because you have the tweener, you know, Isaiah's 6'4",
he's
guard, 6'4". but he can play a little bit bigger. He can rebound. But then you got CJ Ingram. I didn't even realize that he popped up to 6'6".
Yeah,
I'm excited to see.
Hey man, he's shooting. I seen him getting some shooting reps in. He can shoot a little bit.
That's the big part, Corey. He's starting to shoot. I don't know how big Cornelius was. I remember he was big. I remember he was a get off the bus guy.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Like you talk about the guy. You watch two teams get off the bus, and one of them looks different, and that was all Urban Meyer's teams all look different, right? Like, tell me anybody had Carlos Dunlap getting off the bus. You go, oh, them boys, that other team's in trouble, you know. But CJ, I think, works so hard and defends so well already that there will be minutes for him at the 3 because Hauck is going to play the 4 too. And I've been told that by multiple people. Now, Lloyd, I think, is the big question, and Zay Brown. Carlin Hartman told me a few months ago that he thought Zay Brown would be the next breakout guy, that he was real close.
Well, I thought.
And that people are not talking about him and that they are fine with that as a staff in the NIL era. Please do not talk about him and his potential because he hears it and these kids hear everything. But Lloyd is the interesting one because he's a bucket. He dropped 43 against Columbus, best team in the country. And he did that with Alex Costanza, a top 10 recruit next year, his teammate, out with an injury. So everybody knew where the ball was going, and he still had 43 points against the Boozer Twins. Nice. He's won 3 straight Peach Jams, and Carlos Boozer told me that Alex Lloyd is one of the most electric scorers he's ever seen at that level. Carlos Boozer, not some high school coach, not some AAU dude. Carlos Boozer. So the question with Lloyd is just physicality. It's he's 6'5" and 165 pounds, soaking wet, and how does he hold up as a freshman in the SEC? If he holds up okay, y'all remember Christian Anderson from Texas Tech, who could score at 3 levels and was a real problem for Florida in the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what Lloyd reminds me of. And if he's that good in March, he's playing 15 minutes, which probably leaves Klavzar as kind of like the guy left out a little bit. But, Urban is much better with the ball than without the ball. And there's just one ball.
I got a question. Real quick, man. We over 1,000 people right now hanging out with us. Smash the like button, retweet, share. It don't cost nothing to show love, man. Hit retweet on Twitter. Helps us climb the algorithm. Elon gonna show us a lot of love if y'all hitting that like and that comment, retweet. Same thing on YouTube. This is my first time going live on YouTube with Logo Talk. Big show tomorrow with Josh Pate. Did a whole lot of Florida talk, man. Great conversation. One of the best interviews. My first time going one-on-one. It was a good time. But y'all tap in tomorrow. That'll be on X and also YouTube. Neil, real quick question. Do we go out to Ben Henshaw? Is that still a thing?
It's important to Condon that they keep trying. I can tell you that. So they are trying. The problem now is even with Flan taking a bit of a pay cut to come to Florida, it's just a cap space issue. Like, they want Alex back. They're going to pay Alex to come back. So if Condon comes back, there's probably not enough dollars for Henshaw. It's just a matter of, and that's the first.
How much they need? I got it.
Yeah, that's problem too. Like it's.
I told the bill, man. Ain't nothing, man.
Yeah, no, he's
Look at
got.
my tab.
I think they would have been aggressive with him earlier, but there's some academic issues that like were hiccups for Klavzar, who apparently was a grade student, and just getting in as an international student can be tricky.
Yeah.
But also too, if you go and you were to recruit Ben Henshaw, then you're kind of crowding your roster as well. Obviously, as high as possible, but you have your point guards. You have your. I mean, I guess you could put him in that 2 to 3 role, but he would be a one and done probably as well, right? Because I wouldn't.
Yeah, he would be interesting if they played him in like that Will Richard role at the 3.
Yeah,
because he's more creative off the bounce than Will. Doesn't shoot as well, but yeah. I mean, they're running part of Tommy Houck retention without even testing the waters was, hey, Tommy, every scout's going to tell you you're a wing in the NBA. Guess what we'll do for you? We're going to pay you nice and make you a wing. Have fun. And so for Tommy, he loves college. He loves UF. You're going to give me $1.5 million? I love this. Let's do it. But yeah, I mean, if you get Henshaw, then all of a sudden is Houck really a wing, or is he the 4? Are you splitting time with Chinyelu Handlock? Exactly. So I think it's a lot. It was important to Florida that they pursue Henshaw in the event that Flan either went back to Arkansas or was intrigued somewhere else. But Boogie liked what Florida's selling. And by the way, this is important, and I think going to be more important in the house settlement era. Like, Boogie's a Jordan brand athlete. And so Kansas, non-starter, bro.
Good point.
Non-starter. We're not Adidas. How are you structuring that NIL deal? Right? But with Boogie,
the brands and recruiting, like that role, like we now we getting to a whole nother planet, right?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Damn, I didn't even think about that. That's actually a great point.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So Neil, let me ask you this now. So whenever the whole thing came out with Houck being put at the 3, obviously I understand why they said that, and because of the NBA with guys and everything like that. but it's gonna have to be a very structured role at the 3, right? Like it's gonna have to be very because his handles are not there to play on the perimeter. I've heard them say that there is a package to Tommy Howell's game that we have not seen because they have not allowed him to play that. But I've seen him dribble open court, and I play. I'm a guard. I know what it looks like if you can dribble, right? So like, How do you see him fitting in that role at the 3? Is that just going to be whenever we're running a bigger lineup and we're running probably, you know, Xavier Lee, one of the Brown brothers, him at the 3, Condon and then Chinyelu? Is that how you see it rolling? Or do you think that they're actually going to run like sets for him at the 3? Because I just can't see that happening.
I think he's gonna start there. So there's gonna be a few minutes a game where it's Flan, Lee, Howe, Condon, Chinyelu. The question is, what does it look like at leverage minutes? And you don't want to Alex Caravan the guy. And what I mean is, like, Danny Hurley changed Caravan's role last year, and it took him a while to become effective, essentially, because he wasn't kind of doing what he's best at, which is, either getting downhill as a driver or picking and popping. And then Tommy's a much more impactful rebounder than Caravan, I think. So you don't want to take away the poacher's buckets that Houck gets, right? Where he just competes on the glass inside. And so that's why he's going to play a lot of minutes at the 4. Now, I think as a driver, his handles are fine.
Right.
But like that's sort of a Will Richard type thing, right? Where you aren't going to put Tommy Houck in a switch and say, cook somebody one-on-one. It's not happening. And so, I think you're right. Like, I think it's going to be more set stuff for him. Let's run Tommy off a ball screen, let him hit a 3, which he can do. I expect his 3-point volume and condos to go up a little because I don't think Boogie, and I mean, this isn't a bold prediction really, but Boogie and Xavier Lee aren't shooting threes at the level that Amart and Clayton did, right? And I mean, volume wise. So Florida's volume will probably stay the same, but it's where it's coming from that I think changes.
Yeah, I foresee like with Houck at the 3, the way that we run the offense, a lot of the dribble handoffs and stuff like that. Because at that point, if he's at the 3, then he's going to have probably a smaller guard that's going to be playing him. Usually he's at the 4, so he has one of those 6'9", 6'9".
Yeah,
they're not going to play as well defensively on ball as you are when you have like a 3. Like if you have a CJ Ingram that's guarding you now to being a big, so that changes the aspect of how you do a dribble handoff and how you're going to run that offense at that point too. So that was my concern when we said, okay, we're going to put him at the 3. It sounds good, but I think that there's a lot of defensive schemes that you can play against that.
Yeah,
not to stop the offense, but to make it really, really difficult for him to be successful.
Well, and the counter to that, I guess, and the thing I'll talk to Fawcett about on Florida Basketball Hour is, like, last year Florida had one guy who could play make consistently off the dribble, right?
Right.
Like Elijah Martin wasn't cooking anybody in switches. He really wasn't great in the pick and roll either. Denzel was terrible in the pick and roll. A little better one-on-one. But it was Walt, right? It was Walt's show in that regard. Well, Boogie and Lee can both do that. So that changes the way that defenses have to deal with your spacing too, which probably makes it a little easier for Houck because he'll be attacking closeouts a little more than Will Richard was. Just because, anytime either Lee or Flan has the ball, they can tag a switch. They can play in the pick and roll. So Florida's kind of optionality in terms of their playmakers at guard is a little bit better. But, yeah, these are all who's the dude in The Wire? Yeah, these are good problems, right?
Oh, yeah.
One of them good problems.
Yeah, I get judged by my black community, but I haven't watched Wire, man.
All right. I think it was Marlo, though. I think that was his name.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'll be honest too. I'm excited to see us in transition this year.
Oh yeah.
There were so many opportunities lost with turnovers in transition, and tell me this, Neil, and this bothered me to the core. I thought our spacing in transition was terrible sometimes.
Sometimes.
In regards to we're running we're running directly to, like, we got guards running to the block
Yeah.
and not spacing the floor. And I think it made some of those passes for Clayton a little bit harder to make. But when you have guards like Boogie and guards like Lee that are a little bit more of the distributor type,
Right.
they're able to facilitate those.
Yeah, and I mean, think about the number of times that Amart or Clayton, all the amazing things they do, missed like Condon in transition, and Condon was still one of the best bigs in transition in college basketball. Like the way he runs the floor is ridiculous. It's just so instinctual. So, Flan's not missing those passes. He's just not.
Yeah, I was telling him earlier, Valen. I said, man, do we have a point guard that could dribble us out of a press, man? That was my biggest gripe last year. It was just like when teams start clamping down on us in those clutch moments and they trying to create a turnover, bro. It got funky every time. So
the wire guys in the comments got it though.
Oh yeah, they got it figured out, man. Shout out to Harrison. What up, Harrison? D-Rod, them boys.
They got it all figured out.
Yeah. I started it, man. I just can't. I'm all drug dealer TV series out, man. It's like
I get it.
I've seen all of them. You've seen one. I didn't finish Snowfall for the same reason. It's just like, all right, bro. I know how this ends. I'm out.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it was, man. I had to get out.
They tried to combine both of them.
The Shy was a combining of a lot of weird things going on the Shy.
Yeah.
That was one that me and my wife followed along, but it started getting a little weird towards the end.
Yeah.
But I thought it was shot solid though.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, solid show.
Let me ask you this, keeping it on the basketball talk, because it's my first time getting to talk to you. So,
oh man, we just starting to talk some TV, man. I was getting comfortable, baby.
we got hoops. You got this for hoops. So, when do you think that is going to be our biggest concern? Obviously, we bring back the four with Condon coming back. It'll be the four bigs. Any time you're on the court, we're probably going to have the best front court per se.
Yeah.
I'm big on we don't have a lot of offensive skill in the front court, right? Mm-hmm. So we have rebound putbacks. Condon can play a little bit whenever he wants to, but we saw at the end of the year, I don't know what happened to him, whether that's from the injury or whatnot. So how do you foresee us going forward whenever we get into those teams that have like two skilled bigs, right, that are able to actually maneuver in the posts? How do you see us really guarding that going forward to still be successful, right? Because we just don't have the offensive game of the bigs, and I think defensively we're pretty good. But I think that whenever you have somebody that's actually skilled, like really, really skilled, like the one from Maryland, McQueen or whatever his name was,
yeah,
you can see how he gives us a lot of problems. How do you see us defending that going forward?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I thought Micah Handlockton was pretty good when we saw him come back, especially the two things that stood out the most were just that he had gotten quicker and was more capable of guarding fours and fives, and then as a passer and just kind of a willing distributor of the basketball, because he's not really just knowing who he is and being comfortable with that, but improving like as a passer too, so that, you're worried about him getting real deep and scoring in the post, but he's just looking to find teammates. But I thought he was great in the Final Four game in his limited minutes on both Cardwell and Broome. Really bothered them with his length, with his quickness. So I think he's a guy who Florida getting a full season of him will be pretty beneficial. And then with Alex, like, it's just little things. Like I said, like transition, tremendous. Spot up shooter. He shot 34% from three. So like, that's pretty good. I think that volume's going to go up, but if he shoots that again, he's a unicorn in the NBA because of the way he can run with more space that they have in the NBA. And then he can stretch defenses. He can dribble. He's a fantastic passer. He's a great weak side help shot blocker. Right. I don't think that there's a better one in college basketball if he comes back, quite honestly. So to your point, for Alex, it's like, do you embrace that physicality, that test? He did in the second half of the national championship game, to be fair. Like, I thought Jawan Roberts was really bothered by Alex, and Alex's willingness to just, put a body into him. But for Alex, it's just consistently, answering that call. Because right now, there's a lot of bigs in the NBA that offensively minded centers is part of the game, right? So what do you want from a 4? Like, if you're thinking about taking a 4 in the lottery, you want one who's a willing help defender, who's a great passer, and who has one or two things in the bag offensively to kind of complement that 5, right? And that's Kondo right now, almost, which is why he might come back, right? Because if he was all those things, he wouldn't possibly be coming back.
Right. I think this is a good question, and I've been like thinking that subconsciously for a while. Every time I see a picture of Martin, or defensively, what those guys brought to the table was a big deal. That grit. What are we losing? What are we expecting on perimeter defense with losing 15?
No, look, the biggest thing, you talk to the staff, and they would probably tell you that they aren't finishing 6th in defensive efficiency again. Now, their question would be, are we finishing 15 to 20, or are we finishing 25 to 30? And that could be really the difference between going back to the Final Four and being an Elite 8 type team. So what I'll say is, I think Flan on film can guard better than maybe some people think, just because he's 6'2" and doesn't weigh a lot. He's so fast. So the one type of guard that got Amart and Will Richard in trouble was a guy who could blow by him off the bounce and was really quick. That won't happen to Flan. And remember, when Flan went out, Arkansas was top 8 in the country in defensive efficiency. Their problem was their front court could not score, and John L. Davis couldn't hit the side of a barn. So they had no chance of scoring outside of Flan. So it wasn't like Boogie was guarding bad. So I think he's a plus defender. To me, though, anytime you're saying, hey, CJ Ingram and Zay Brown coming off the bench, you're talking about a sophomore and you're talking about a freshman who has all kinds of length and skill defensively. But, man, that's a big ask, replacing that kind of grit and leadership that Amart has. Now, to me, I think Tommy Houck and Kondo pick up the leadership piece pretty seamlessly. But, yeah, I mean, who's the guy that comes off the bench with out of a timeout with 5 minutes to go in the Texas Tech game and says, we're good? That was Amart. So that's irreplaceable, honestly.
Yeah, and I think
But cold as ice, man.
I think the Amart situation, the leadership there on a grit level, I think you lose that. And I think defensively, I think it's just switching roles. I think Zay Brown, if he turns out to be exactly who I thought that he was going to be, I think he takes over that role. Like, when you get somebody, like, who's going to be the person where you got to lock somebody up? Who are you putting on that person?
Right?
I think that's going to be a Zay Brown, and then if CJ Ingram is able to get into the flow of things, I think those are your 2 lockdown defenders. And I think that once you have one of those on the floor, that elevates the defensive effort of everybody on the floor, right? It's the person that's going to take the dive on the floor, or the one that's going to get that chase down block off the backboard that energizes everybody else. Everybody starts playing hard. Then all of a sudden, you got the Urban Clavsars that are locking up guards at Auburn. He don't even play defense that well, but because the effort of the team was so well, then it elevates everything else. So my thing is, with losing Amart, you lose that grit and that, like, hey, we're going to stay locked in. Everybody needs to stay here in the moment. But I think defensively, we might not be 6th in the country, and I don't think that we thought that we were going to be 6th in the country in the beginning of the season. You know what I mean? But I think as long as we stay in that top 25,
that's the key. That's the key.
Good. Yeah,
you got, the last 20 national champions have been in the top 30.
Shout out my guy Smooth 189. He say he got a hot take. CJ Ingram is gonna be a Swiss. I think he meant Swiss.
Swiss. I like Switch. A switch knife That sounds an army switch knife sounds kind of scary.
That sounds like a shank. It might be a prison weapon.
Exactly.
Switch
I don't
knife.
know. I don't know. Maybe he'll be a shank. That's fine too.
It'd be a shank. I like that, man. Nah, Swiss Army knife. I think I was surprised. He's gonna be a tough kid. He played football. He's from a different type of pedigree, a Florida kid. So he got a tough and some grit to him. But just seeing him shoot, I was surprised he shot that well. I also thought he was bigger than what he like. What's his size?
He's 6'6".
Oh, okay. No, that's
Now he is. He was 6'4", and that's why I was concerned at first.
okay.
Brought it up.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah,
he was
he's
6'4".
6'6".
Somebody told me he was like 6'4". I think it was you.
He was.
Well, he's still kind of wiry, which is part of why they wanted him on campus now. Yeah, I mean, he was the only one that came early. I'd say only one. I mean, Lloyd's down there graduating, whatever. But yeah, I mean, CJ's in the weight program with Victor Lopez now. So if they can get 10 pounds on him, I'd feel a lot better about that.
I like it.
Eric,
Austin's killing me because I gotta go record a podcast. So,
hey man, sorry, bro. I kept you from your real job,
you're
man.
good,
My
man.
bad,
I appreciate
man.
you.
Eric,
It's good
come
stuff.
on, Logo Talk next time, man.
All right, y'all.
Hey, Neil, it's nice talking to you, dude. Appreciate
Yeah, man.
it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Thanks for hanging out, Neil.
All right,
Nah,
y'all.
man. Shout out to everybody hanging out, man. Yeah, tell them what's up, D-Rod. Eric, you know the vibes, man. Yeah, explain about Logo Talk. I don't think we realized how much time it went by, bro. We almost at an hour. I ain't even really get into a whole lot of shenanigans. Usually, I
I'm
like
pretty
have my whole.
sure I hit you up talking about, hey, I got like a couple minutes. I gotta get up off of here, and now here I am, just chilling.
Yeah, that's how. Like you start talking, and the conversation start flowing, and time just flies by. But I ain't even get into my whole pre-show shenanigans and letting the music and the vibes. I got some work I gotta get into when I get off of here as well, man. But now Neil came with that heat for sure. I love when Neil come on and talk that basketball talk. They say bro got like 2.6 mil, man. North Carolina was offering more bread. We paid less and still got them. That's that championship tax. You get that discount when you get in jury.
Yep.
Draft going well for you guys,
And North Carolina's a Jordan brand too. You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking about like that. So it's and blue blood of a program. So like it's impressive, man. I am thoroughly impressed with the poise, like he said, that this staff has had, and how they're going diligently through, the process of who they want to go after, and then whenever they put their mark on somebody, they say, I want this guy, they go get him. It feels good, man. It's the energy in Gainesville is infectious right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm walking around with my chest out on the timeline, but I ain't even got to say nothing because everybody already knows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I dialed it back, man. Last couple of weeks, I ain't even been shooting at the ops, man. That's how like I don't even.
You ain't got to though.
I don't got to, bro. Like we're gonna let the play speak for itself when it's time to pull up. But I ain't finna troll these folks every day. I had a good little time doing the transfer portal shenanigans. But now, I'm chilling. I got Himothy at quarterback. And I already know what y'all got in Beck. And I'm not finna argue with y'all about Beck. I seen that boy. I'm glad we coming into the building with him at quarterback. I didn't fear him last year. And we was picking him apart. He ain't like that, bro. Here's my take. If you leave the University of Georgia as a quarterback, you are not him. If you're the starting quarterback at the University of Georgia, you pack your bags and leave, you are not him. Because you got all your tools right there. You had a big boy program. You had a playoff team. And you got a team that had a generational quarterback and missed the playoffs last year. So if you leave one of the top 2-3 coaches in college football with Kirby, I ain't saying he's the best quarterback developer, but bro, if you leave in Georgia, you're not him.
Regardless, to make you look better as a quarterback. So if you leave,
if you the starting quarterback at the University of Florida and you leave to go somewhere else, you are not him. If you at Miami and you're the starting quarterback, you leave to go somewhere, you are not him. If you had one of these major big boy programs and you pack your bags and leave as a starter, and you're not elevating the platform or anything like that, you're not going to a better roster, you just chasing a bag, and that's cool. I respect it. Get your coins, my boy, but you ain't like that. And we're gonna show you ain't like that.
That's coming from being projected as one of the top picks of this year's draft pick earlier in the season. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's yeah.
Man came in with AR, bro.
Yeah, I know. And then tried to troll us. You know what I'm saying? Talking about I used the UF offer to get the Georgia offer, whatever he said whenever that happened. It always comes full circle, dog. It always comes full circle. I
Yeah,
just
no, I don't gotta. I ain't gotta talk crazy to nobody, bro. I ain't gotta get too hype on the timeline. Argue with these folks. The talent's there. I'm not gonna say I got everything figured out coach wise. I'm in a win-win situation because Billy's out of excuses. I feel great about this roster. I think we super talented. I didn't want to get aggressive in the portal. You know, I said that from day one. I don't think we gotta go get crazy. We got everything we need. Like keep the vibes right. So the roster is on point. You know, like Cole Kublik talking about my running back room today and put it top of the SEC. I've been saying that. Like Cole, I guess they got to hear from you, you know what I'm saying, for it to be official. But yeah, I feel like you feel. You feel me? Like the offensive line, when they talk about our offensive line and what they projecting them to be, like when they talk about the talent in the trenches, Caleb Banks, Tyreek Sapp, when they talk about these guys, bro, the true freshmen, the hype is real. All these people saying the hype is real. They expect, you know, Dallas Wilson to go crazy. Sturdivant, you know, the smoke about him. And like all of the talk is all solid stuff in every room. There's no room where they're talking about us where we're lacking talent. So all the pressure, or it's just time for Billy to, you know, this is what he got to this moment for. Like we sacrificed not going heavy in the portal for this process that he put together. Now it's all homegrown, majority homegrown. The depth is there. It's time to go win. And if he don't, you know,
he had every opportunity to. You can't say he didn't.
Yeah, we go shopping, man. We go get us another coach, and you know, I'm all for that as well. But I think DJ Ladway about to elevate Billy's play calling and some other things. I got a lot of belief in the entire roster, but definitely DJ Ladway, bro. Like he ain't got to go be no hero. We're gonna play complementary football this fall. Like the defense should be good, the offense should be good. Nobody shouldn't have to depend on. They depend on each other. You feel me? I don't think Ladway's gonna have to press as much and play hero ball. I think our run game is official. We should be balanced on offense. Only thing that's giving me is, you know, just some drawback, I would say, is the secondary. We did lose our DB coach who improved that room, right? The talent's in that room, but it gets a little funky when you get to the two deep of the safety position. You lost Greg Smith. So now when you get to that two deep, you're going with true freshmen and Lagunza and Drake Stubbs.
But that's where you got to trust in your recruitment. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's why you get top end talent to come in and be able to take those spots. And I think you're right in regards to the complementary football. I think that we've seen that whenever we can run the ball, the offense can be explosive, and we didn't even have to have, you know, the quarterback at the helm to be able to see that. You know what I'm saying? We had Lord at time Graham looking decent with a run game. You know what I'm saying? So imagine, and he couldn't throw the deep ball. So if you add in Ladway can throw the deep ball. Ladway can he can throw a receiver open. He can hit that fade route. He can hit every pass on the field.
I need him to. I wanted him to work on. I hope that's because we didn't get to see him spring those intermediate throws, dog. Yeah, I do need him to clean up the intermediate throw. And some of just his decision making was just head scratching that time. It was freshman mistakes, but I just need him to clear up some of the little mental errors, and that's gonna come with a guy like him that's trying to press the field. Like Jameis came with interceptions, you know. Brett Favre, Aaron, like some of them guys just gonna come with interceptions, and you're gonna have to live with it from time to time, but. I just need him to clean up some stuff for sure. I wish we would have got to see him spring for that reason.
I also, you know, I look at trends, right? So the trends of him and his improvement from, and I know this is high school and it's not the same as college, right? But if you watch and you read the stats, look at the stats from his freshman year to sophomore year, junior
improvement
improves every single year, right?
Yeah.
And once you have, you know, talked to the kid and you've met him and you know like he's wired different, right? So that concern doesn't concern me as much as it would if it was like another quarterback, right? Like he's a special kid that has that mental aspect of the game. And I think he needed the reps, and he got the reps, right? And we'll see what happens when it comes to fall, get through fall and everything like that, and we put it on the field. But I don't have concern over that spot. I would say the secondary is the biggest issue. But offensively, I think we're going to run the ball. And the emergence of Jacoby Jackson, I think, just changes the game, right? Because I thought that Ball was going to be the one, but in reality, Jacoby more like explosive, like long speed, more explosive, and I think he's
More
and they're
hard. Getting up out of there.
you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
like run through somebody's face type, energy,
Yeah.
and I like that, and like I feel like we haven't had that in a while. So to have that on the run game, you got your receivers, you got your horses on the outside, you get them the ball and they can run with it. And then I like the tight end Hanson. Like he's a perfect safety outlet.
That's our weak spot. That's our weak spot.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying we're gonna use him more in the blocking game anyways, right? So
yeah. Oh,
he's
that
good.
dude's huge. That's a gigantic dude, bro.
So,
I like this. I don't know. I don't know. I may like this comparison a little better than the Gore, Stephen Harris. I ain't gonna lie to you, baby Marshawn. That Marshawn Lynch kind of smacked. I think he might have beat you with your tape right there. Shout out to D-Rod. I ain't mad at that tape.
Yeah. For sure.
But he's nasty. Frank Gore, like I know Stephen Harris caught a lot of heat when he made that comp last year. But the kid can play some football, man. He took advantage of a Webb going down and getting them opportunities. He just went stupid when he got in the game. But shout out to that kid.
He got some wiggle. Yeah. He not just straight speed. He can break it down in the open field too. So that's what I think that's gonna.
If you haven't checked the interview we just did with him yesterday on Stadium Miguel, make sure y'all go check it out. Dope conversation, man. Nice kid. Come from the JUCO. You go through JUCO, bro. You've been to the projects. Take that from a JUCO guy. I played JUCO football. It's like going to jail, like doing a stretch. I did a 2-year stretch. I did a nice little 2-year stretch, bro. I swear, it felt like we was in the yard. It's like jail, but there's women there. That's what JUCO is, man. It's a wild place.
Yeah, but those experiences humble the kid, and put an extra fire in there. I like when he said that even with what was it? I think you guys were talking about transfer portal. Oh yeah, because the transfer portal happened whenever he was trying to get out, so he wasn't able to get out. You're like, were you even concerned about it? He's like, nah, it just drove me to work harder.
No, so the pandemic hit, so he wasn't able to do camps, recruiting,
that's what it was.
Any of that stuff. He couldn't get evaluated. So he was kind of stuck with his junior season, whatever offers he had from his junior high school season, he was kind of stuck with because of the pandemic. He didn't get a senior year to go really get out there and get exposure and whatnot. So he ended up at JUCO.
Mm-hmm. But even so, with the portal opening up, that hurt a lot of the JUCO players.
For sure.
That was a whole thing about, all right, if people can just transfer from one school to another, why would I go to the JUCO whenever I have the proven product of somebody that's in the D1 football already? Facts. So he's fighting two different circumstances.
Yeah.
And fought them all to get to the University of Florida. And then whenever Cole Kublik said it good, he ran 95 rushes for like 500 yards, but like he didn't really get a good share of the touches for real until like the latter part of the year. So I think when you start the year with the two backs, you got Ball and Jack Cheese. I think that you got some cooking, and it doesn't matter who you got in the game. Each one's a threat to take it to the crib. So yeah, and to let them horses run on the outside. I'm just ready to see these horses on the outside, dog. These receivers, man. I that's what's got me like.
Man, I don't see no 12 personnel, bro. If I see 12 personnel, I'm coming through with a Vikings hat. Like we riding. We shutting down everything.
3, 4, 5 wide, man.
We gotta go 4, 5 wide. Put pressure on these secondaries. We already got somebody that's finna throw dimes through the sunroof. You feel me? Like you can't get these Ferraris and just put them in the garage. Nah, you gotta let these boys, open them cylinders up a little bit.
Yeah, let him run.
Mazzell is the one everybody's sleeping on. I know Sturdivant gonna do his thing. You know, the Dallas Wilson hype is real, and I don't know what Trey Wilson looking like crazy. You know, on that Percy Harvin diet. This is not saying he's Percy Harvin. He just swole. Like Percy got ripped up. I don't want no backlash. But yeah, the wide receiver room is crazy. But A Mazzell is slept on tremendously. And I think he's about to open some. Just go watch him. When he was given the opportunities, you know, and they put him in position, you know, for big plays, he made them. We just didn't go back to him. And I don't know why. The Georgia game, he was putting things in the blender.
Yeah.
Like just go look at the tape. When he's given the opportunities, he's cooking shit.
Mississippi State run after the catch. That was the most impressive part about me, because my thing was I knew he had straight line speed.
Yeah.
But the run after the catch in the Mississippi State game showed me something a little bit different that I didn't think they had. And I always hated, like, when we were recruiting Xavier Henderson and all that stuff, and we talk about the 400 runners. The 400 runners never do it for me because that's long speed.
Trotters.
Like, yeah. Like you're not sprint, stop, go, cut, and everything like that. And I think that he has a lot more of that wiggle in him than I originally thought that he did. I know he had the straight line speed, but to be able to get in and out, stop real quick, take off, you know, the burst coming out of a stop, I think is impressive. So, like I said, we need the opportunities. I think that Lagway gives you the. I think that coaches and staff was going to give Lagway as many opportunities as he needs to get the ball into their hands, because he has a talent to do so. It's not a thing like, oh, I don't want him to. I'm trying to save him from himself type stuff. No, you recruit him for a reason. The number one quarterback in the country for a reason. You got to let him be that. Even if you. I don't care if you want to supplement and let it be the second part and let the ground game be your go-to. That's fine. I don't mind that. But you got to let him throw the ball.
100%. You got to let these Ferraris run. Yeah, D-Rod is a lot of verified speed. You know, they built the entire roster. I don't even be shocked now when our players go run a crazy time at these combines anymore. You know, like Billy, one of the things he's not gonna bring you in here if you're slow.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hide, man, behind that verified speed is what it is, man. Sometimes the tape can lie. You can look fast on tape, but you know, get to this league. Only way to know if you're fast, like because you can look fast if your competition is really slow.
Yeah,
but that clock ain't gonna lie to nobody.
I'm kind of curious how the Trey Wilson year is gonna go. Obviously, they're switching him up into the DK role,
which I think is good, man. He ain't no gadget guy. He can run the route tree.
Right. But it's just seeing it, right? It's just something that we haven't seen yet. Like everybody was sick of seeing him in jet sweeps and going back and forth, going east and west more than he is north and south.
My man, like he Kadarius Toney,
bro.
Like let this man go run the route tree. We ain't gotta do gadgets with him,
right? And I get freshman year, first couple of games, you're trying to get him acclimated, get him in some space, let him get some. But like you're all right, bro. Like we doing the same thing. And I've seen him in space is dangerous.
Crazy.
Like, in open spaces with the football in his hands is dangerous work. I've seen it from his tape on up. So we just gotta give him the ball. But I'm happy to see him to be able to be a full receiver versus just being that gadget guy for sure.
Yeah. I don't think he should have ever been one. I thought like just watching his tape, watching how he work out, watching him run routes, like he can run the entire route tree. Like same thing. Like his most explosive plays haven't been the gadget stuff. It's been him catching a slant on Georgia and going 65, 70. Those have been his highlights. Like the gadget stuff is when we start getting a little goofy. I mean, he's good in that. I understand why they were trying to use him that way, but he's shown that he's productive when he's running just regular routes. Like put him in those positions.
All right, man. I gotta get up out of here.
Hey, man. Thanks for pulling up, man. Holla at me. Hey, I put your package in the mail. It should be landing Wednesday, Thursday. Everybody from the tournament. I'm slow, bro. Like life has been crazy busy, but I got all the packages out this week, man.
All good, man. Appreciate you for it. And obviously, let's enjoy the summertime, man. Enjoy the vibes.
Got something cooking for July, man, in Gainesville. I'm gonna holler at you, let you know what we got cooking behind the scenes, man. But we coming up to Gainesville hanging out.
July.
Everybody. I'm gonna holler at you.
Yeah, just let me know.
Already.
I mean, y'all be easy.
It's Logo Talk live, kicking it. Balance out of here. That boy ain't even exited the scene properly, man. He was still on here. He even closed the screen out. He just cut his phone off. Hey, man, thanks for everybody pulling up. I'm gonna hang out and talk. I guess a little bit more, man. I ain't got a whole lot to discuss, but I can hang out and just talk just what's going on Twitter. The crash out of Ryan Clark and RG3 is insane. Them boys is crashing out, putting people's wives, all these long content videos. They beefing over a WNBA foul. In the grand scheme of it all, everybody look crazy. We got to bring manhood back. Bunch of grown men beefing about a WNBA foul. Talking about who could talk about who's black enough to talk about. Like, all of this is women-like drama. Like, you guys got to get some testosterone. We got to bring masculinity back, man. We losing recipes. We are, man. Men gossip on these sites more than women. Like, straight up, bro. Like, we got to get the recipes back. Like, two men shouldn't be arguing over. It's a sports take. We're allowed to have different opinions. Just because somebody think different from you don't mean you got to hate them. You got to cancel them. Like, what happened to, okay, like, we all think the same. You know how shitty the world would be? Excuse my language, but we all thought the same. This would be a terrible place to live. Like, it's okay for somebody to have a different opinion from you. I don't care if it's politics, spiritually, life, financial, stocks, whatever, sports. It's okay to have a different opinion. What makes it weird when people try to cancel another person, dox them, curse them out, whatever it may be, do a deep search of their past, their old tweets, like whatever it may be. When y'all get that weird, that makes it weird. It's okay to have different opinions. That's life. Like, these brothers got different opinions of how a basketball player went down. Now, wives and who's black enough is on the table. Like, bro, we grown men. Like, the kids are watching. Everybody's watching. And grown men are arguing about just straight up nonsense. I don't think any man's wife should ever be brought up, man. Who RG3's day? I didn't agree with his take, but that man's allowed to have an opinion about a black woman playing a sport. No matter who he's married to. This is my opinion. You can disagree. It's still all love. Tomorrow's still gonna be Wednesday. You feel me? Nothing's really gonna change. We can all disagree. But I think all of the platforms are too big to be carrying on about things that don't really matter. They crashing out over absolutely nothing. Like, the woman, that foul was probably the toughest thing that's happened around it. A straight hard foul, which was a basketball play, which is cool. A foul happened, and then a bunch of men got sassy and started gossiping about each other. Like, what the hell's going on, man? Nobody think this is weird? Social media making everybody a little weird, man. Grown men getting sassy in the public and outing each other. Ryan Clark has a white kid. Like, who cares? I mean, it's funny. The milk tweets was hilarious as well. I ain't gonna lie. Them pulling up RG3 milk tweets was top tier, laughs, man. I was giggling in real life over here a little bit. And then, Twitter investigators find out Ryan Clark got a mixed kid. Then it's just like double down on the giggles, bro. Like, none of this is real life. None of this is real life. We gotta continue on with real life. Hey, peace, love, and blessings to everybody. I appreciate y'all for pulling up the Logo Talk. We almost at 1,700 live randomly. I just decided to do a quick Logo Talk today. Thanks for pulling up. Logo Talk is brought to you by the great folks at Alma Mater Designs. My guy Brian, right over there off of University, across the street from the Publix. What's the address? Let me get you the exact address. Gotta be professional on this, man. This is Logo Talk. 3427 West University Drive. Get that custom gear, man. Brian could give you a custom Gator shirt that you can't get at Fanatics, Dick's Sporting Goods, anywhere else that you may buy your gear from. Walmart, Target, whatever. They can't do what Alma Mater Design could do, man. And it's owned by a Gator, former Gator swimmer. My guy Brian listens to this show, be at all the tailgates, right on the scene, at the Gator, what was it, Victorious, tailgates, all of that, man. Support our own. One time for everybody that pulled up. We had 1,700. Give me a 1,700. Hey, retweet. The Caitlyn, I think all of it, bro, like, I don't want to get too deep in it, but I think, like, the way they're leading with everything that goes wrong around whatever Caitlyn and Angela Reese got going on, like, it's just always race involved in it. And I think it's on purpose, you know. Do I think the WNBA? I think they want some of this attention as well. Like, their numbers is up. I think they're gonna feed into the negativity. I think ESPN is gonna feed into it. Everybody around media that wants clicks, views, etc., is gonna push division because that's what get the engagements going, the argument going, the beefing going. And I get it. I ain't even hating on it. Just not taking it serious, man. It's a whole lot of drama and hoopla. Yeah, one time I got the Josh Pate. Good question, man. Need to plug that a couple more times. Man, that Josh Payton episode is going to drop tomorrow morning at about 8 o'clock. Actually about to upload it tonight. You know, you have it locked and loaded for 8. Fire episode. That's my first one-on-one interview. Flow Factory. I still got a couple co-hosts that'll be with me from time to time. My brother's going to do some co-hosting on that with me. Also, Jordan Scarlett's going to do some co-hosting with me on that as well. But for the most part, bro, I'm going to do some of these just one-on-one. You know, it's just easy for me to get my content off, getting a bunch of people together and trying to put together a team to cover the different Florida programs. It's just too much, man. I can sit down and talk with anybody about every program. I don't need 2 co-hosts no more. So I'm going to talk about Florida, Florida State, and Miami in this Josh Pate interview tomorrow on the Big Three. It was a dope conversation. Pate has got a lot of perspective and behind the scenes. Some stuff that we talked about, a lot of stuff that we talked about that wasn't talked about with Billy. So I wanted that episode to drop first, the one that he did with Billy and Mario. Just in case I didn't want to step on his toes, you know, of like similar content going out. But listening to both interviews, you know, like it was two totally different conversations. I think it's gonna be insightful, get his opinions. I was trying not to troll. I try not to troll as much as I can, but I'm still a Gator fan. But I'm gonna keep it a bean about, like, you know, true football talk of how I feel about their rosters. There's not gonna be no trolling when it comes to that. So I gave love to some position groups, some players, what they got cooking over there. I just don't think they got enough to run down on us. But anyway, the interview drops tomorrow, bro. You know, that's what it is, man. I'm gonna be doing Stadium Miguel as usual. That train is never gonna stop. And I'm just gonna do the interviews on Flow Factory as they come. I got one with Clinton Portis already locked and loaded, so I'll drop that next week. That way I can keep that get back into the algorithm of YouTube. And then I got another one that I don't want to announce. I'm gonna be filming one Tuesday down in Miami. I don't want nobody hating on me and trying to get something canceled. So I'm gonna wait till the cameras is rolling. When y'all see the pictures, y'all know I got the footage. It's in the bag. But yeah, I got some interesting guests that's gonna be pulling up to sit down one-on-one and kick it with me. So this journey of doing just, you know, my own content solo. Shout out to Josh Pate and the guys that are doing that type of work, man. They do long form solo content, not just you sitting down for 10 minutes and recording yourself and getting out of there regurgitating. No, definitely not Uncle Luke. Definitely not. Good question though. Guys that sit down one-on-one or by themselves doing solo content, you know, not having somebody to bounce stuff off of. That's a new lane and a new journey. So Flow Factory is going to continue to grow. Me and my man Stephen Harris talking about something that we got cooking up for the fall. We bringing back Same Energy Sunday or whatever that may be. But we're going to get active this fall, man. We're going to build. We're going to collaborate together. Me, Gator Dave, and High Top, and also Stephen Harris. We putting together some things, man. But we collaborating, bro. We all independent media. You know, for us to elevate and grow and to fight these bigger monstering machines like 247 on 3. You know, we ain't trying to fight them. Y'all gonna consume all of the content, but if we want to make some headway into the market space, you know, collaborating is key. So that's where we at with it. Shout out my man Steven. We got something cooking up. We're gonna have fun this fall. People try to deflate all the fun out of the big 3, man. We started this thing, kicking it in this space to have fun. You know, we started this as one of my friends, a Miami guy, the other friend is a Florida State guy, and we all talking ball. That was the energy of it, but a lot of weird energy came around and people started just turning this into something negative, because that's just in the nature of people to turn things into negativity. But we're going to keep it positive. We're going to have fun. Win, lose, or draw. How many most falls you got in your life? You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm living it. But I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Let me go try to end this fast because I've been starving myself on purpose. A little bit of torture. We got something cooking though. In July, announcement will be coming next week from, you know, several different Gator platforms, and we're gonna collaborate in a lot of different ways going further in the future. I appreciate everybody that pulls up and hang out and support anything I got going on. Josh Pate interview drops tomorrow. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, we're back into that algorithm as well. X is the spot. I like to meet the people where they at. That's where we talk our trash at. So, you know, I do my best numbers on X. All of these numbers count too. You know, people try to like box in success and, you know, whatever that may look like and frame it for one app. You know, all of these apps, all the algorithms, you sell all these algorithms. Like if you're just selling YouTube algorithms, then you ain't in the algorithm business. But you sell the algorithms and the engagement, the analytics, not algorithms, the analytics. You sell the analytics from all of these apps. If you do 1 million listens on Twitter, yeah, you need to go sell those to brands, companies, partnerships, and all of that, bro. All the analytics sell. So we're gonna shoot that episode with Josh Pate from right here on X and also YouTube. Make sure y'all tap in with me. I'll be back on Logo Talk probably next week. Stadium Miguel, each and every Monday night. Catch us live. Me, Dan Thompson, Jordan Scarlett, and Neil. Not Neil. I almost said Neil. Good Lord. Yeah. I just got a text about the gas. It's too late. It's too late. I got somebody want to pull up. But it's just too late. I'm already an hour and a half. I was trying to get a pop-up from a former player to come on here and kick it with me. He's just not hitting me back, but it's too late. Next week, I'm going to pull up. I'm going to have a former player come in and kick it, and we're going to talk some Florida football and, you know, the vibes of what they got going on, man. So tap in with me next Wednesday. We back at it. Logo Talk. Make sure y'all support Alma Mater Design. There's a link in my bio if you hit that link, or a link in this description, I think. If you hit that link, save you 5% off on anything you're trying to find there. And they got the DJ Lagway, NIL gear, Jaden Ball, and also other custom stuff, man. NCAA championship gear. I don't know if I've over purchased on all Gator merch in the last month or so. So I'm kind of chilling. Me personally. I'm tapped out, man. Thanks for pulling up. I'm out.